Welcome everybody to another episode of Brazilian Kitchen. My name is Pedro and I'm your host for today. Today we're gonna make Carolinas or Carolinas. Carolinas, what are they? They are not sweet, not sour dough filled with dulce de leche and topped with chocolate. Guys, it's amazing. It's very simple to do and you guys are gonna love it, I promise. This is something that is not very common where I'm from, so I wasn't exposed to this until I was like a grown man. But Camila, my producer, this is her favorite dessert ever. So I think you guys are really gonna love this. Let's go, let's watch this. Guys, before we get to the actual recipe, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and remember, all the ingredients are gonna be in the description down below. You're gonna need flour, butter, water, salt, sugar, eggs, dulce de leche, and chocolate to cover it up. Guys, before we begin cooking our recipe, we have to preheat the oven. So I'm gonna turn it to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Good. Now we're gonna mix the butter, the water, the salt, and the sugar into the pan, and we're gonna wait for it to boil. Remember to put the water less, because if you do it first, it's gonna splash everything once you put the other ingredients. Now we're just gonna wait for it to boil, and once it starts to boil, it starts to pop up little bubbles, you turn it off immediately. It's been now a couple minutes and it's starting to boil. We're gonna turn it off and put the flour on all at once. So after you mixed and everything is smooth like coxinha dough, have you guys watched the coxinha video? If not, watch here. Now that everything is smooth, we're gonna turn on medium heat for 2 minutes. And we're gonna keep mixing. After we mix the dough for 2 minutes on medium heat, we're gonna transfer it to a bowl to cool it. We're gonna keep mixing it with the spoon until it's cool so we can add the eggs. Can you guys see the steam here on the bowl and the steam coming up? If we put the egg now, it's gonna cook and we don't want that, not yet. So now that the dough has cooled down a bit, we're gonna add the eggs, but we're gonna add one at a time. We're gonna break one and we're gonna mix. When everything's smooth, we're gonna add the second one. Guys, this is the texture that we're looking for. When you pick it up and some of it stays in the spoon and some of it stays in the bowl. Now we're gonna transfer it to the baking tray with the help of a bag. So first step, we're gonna put the bag into a glass. That's gonna help you to put it all together. If you have a stand mixer, you can use it instead of doing it by hand, just like I did. When you're opening the dough, you're gonna use it a slow speed just to make it cooler, and you're gonna do it for like 3 minutes. After that, when you start to add the egg, you can speed it up a bit. Now that we have everything ready, we're gonna start making our Carolinas. We're gonna put them into the baking tray. We need to leave some space because they're gonna grow. So watch this. It's gonna be about 2 centimeters after it's all said and done, because it's gonna grow and we don't want them sticking together. My Ziploc has torn here, so I put it inside another Ziploc, and I'm gonna start the process all over. So if this happened to you guys, don't freak out, it's all right. So after you put everything on the baking tray, you can see that they have a little edge, and we're gonna use water to wet our fingers, and we're gonna press it, so otherwise the edge will burn. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven, and we're gonna check back in 15 minutes. We just checked with 15 minutes, but it's not golden enough, so we're gonna leave it for 5 more minutes inside the oven. Guys, 5 minutes later, we're gonna take one off the oven and see how it is, if it's dry enough. So as you guys can see, this part, it's still very wet. So we're gonna leave it on for a couple more minutes, but since everything is now golden brown, we're gonna leave a wooden spoon so we won't burn. So we turn off the oven, and we're gonna put the spoon here to let it dry. So we're just gonna leave it here and close the door. That's it. Now we wait. Now I'm gonna take it out of the oven, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it into the plate, because if I take too long, it might get stuck to the tray. So now we're gonna fill our Carolinas. First, we're gonna use the same Ziploc that we used to put the dough. We're gonna put the Dulce de Leche and put it here. Close the bag. So now that I have my Dulce de Leche here, and guys, don't worry, this is super easy to make. It's kind of hard to find, but easy to make. We're gonna put a recipe for this soon enough. We're gonna use a straw. I have a metal straw, but you guys can use a knife. You guys can use whatever you have that can poke the Carolinas. I'm gonna use this to poke little holes here, and I'm gonna use the Dulce de Leche to fill this up. Now that I poked a hole in every one of them, I'm gonna start to fill them up. Now that everything is filled up, we're gonna get our chocolate and we're gonna heat it up 15 seconds at a time, otherwise it will burn it. So we're gonna put it into the microwave to melt it, and then we're gonna dip all the Carolinas here. but I'm not gonna dip them all the way through. I'm just gonna dip it at the top. Now we get to the best part, the part that we try it. So guys, watch this. This looks amazing. And I'm gonna try the first one. This is good, guys. I think you're gonna really like this. This was our episode of Brazilian Kitchen where we made Carolinas. I hope you guys have liked this. Don't forget to stay safe during this corona crisis, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to like our video and follow us on Instagram. Thank you and até logo!